Welcome to the Honest Auto Reviews. Today, we embark on a fascinating journey through time, exploring the incredible transformation of one of the most iconic automotive brands in history, Ford Motor Company. From humble beginnings in the early 20th century to a bold vision for 2040, Ford's evolution is not just a story of cars, but a reflection of innovation, culture, and perseverance. Let's rewind to the year 1911. At this time, Ford was already making waves thanks to the success of the Model T, often called the car that put America on wheels. Introduced just 3 years earlier in 1908, the Model T was affordable, durable, and practical. Everything the everyday person needed. Ford's use of the moving assembly line, introduced in 1913, revolutionized manufacturing. But even in 1911, you could feel the momentum building. Factories were buzzing, and cars were no longer a luxury for the elite, but becoming an attainable dream for millions. During the 1910s and 1920s, Ford grew rapidly. The company's commitment to efficiency allowed them to drop prices while boosting production. By 1927, after producing over 15 million Model Ts, Ford introduced the Model A, a car that brought more comfort, better styling, and a greater range of options. Ford wasn't just making vehicles, they were shaping the very landscape of modern transportation. Fast forward to the 1930s, a decade marked by the Great Depression. Ford, like every other company, faced tremendous challenges. Sales dropped, workers were laid off, and tensions rose. However, Ford persisted. They introduced vehicles like the Ford V8, bringing powerful engines to a wider market at a reasonable price. It was an era where innovation had to fight against economic hardship, and Ford proved resilient. By the 1940s, the world was at war, and so was Ford, but not in the way you might think. During World War II, Ford switched from car production to making military vehicles, tanks, planes, and engines. The famous Willow Run plant produced B-24 bombers at an incredible rate, about 1 per hour at its peak. Ford's contribution to the war effort earned them national admiration and helped position the company for post-war success. The 1950s brought the boom years. America was thriving, and Ford capitalized on a culture of optimism. Sleek designs, powerful engines, and family-oriented models flooded the market. Think of the legendary Thunderbird, introduced in 1955, a car that blended performance with luxury. Ford wasn't just about utility anymore, it was about style and emotion. The car was becoming a status symbol, a representation of freedom and identity. Then came the 1960s, an era that changed everything. In 1964, Ford unveiled the Mustang, a cultural icon almost immediately. Affordable, sporty, and stylish, the Mustang captured the hearts of a new generation. It defined a whole new class of vehicle, the pony car. Ford's reputation for innovation soared. Meanwhile, the company's rivalry with Ferrari culminated in one of motorsport's most legendary stories. The Ford GT40's triumph at the 24 Hours of Le Mans in 1966, 1967, 1968, and 1969. As the 1970s arrived, Ford faced new challenges: the oil crisis, growing environmental concerns, and changing consumer preferences. Large, gas-guzzling vehicles fell out of favor. In response, Ford introduced more compact and fuel-efficient models like the Pinto and the Fiesta. It wasn't always smooth sailing. The Pinto, in particular, faced major safety controversies, but Ford's willingness to adapt helped it stay afloat. The 1980s were a period of reinvention. Ford worked on quality, reliability, and efficiency. Models like the Ford Escort became best sellers worldwide. In America, the Taurus was a major hit, offering aerodynamic styling and innovative features that set trends for years to come. Meanwhile, Ford's truck lineup, especially the F-Series, started to dominate, a trend that would only grow stronger. Entering the 1990s, Ford expanded globally and acquired several brands, including Jaguar, Aston Martin, Volvo, and Land Rover. The Explorer SUV also launched, sparking the SUV boom in America. It was a time of prosperity, but also complexity. Managing a global portfolio proved challenging, and not all acquisitions turned out as planned. The 2000s started rough for Ford. Global competition increased, fuel prices fluctuated wildly, and the 2008 financial crisis hit hard. Ford's then CEO, Alan Mulally, initiated the One Ford plan, focusing on core brands and global efficiencies. Unlike GM and Chrysler, Ford did not take government bailout money during the crisis, a fact that earned them massive respect and customer loyalty. New models like the Ford Fusion and the EcoBoost engine technology signaled a smarter, more focused Ford. As we moved into the 2010s, Ford embraced the future more boldly. The return of the Ford GT in 2016 captured attention, while vehicles like the Focus Electric and C-Max Hybrid showed Ford's commitment to sustainable technology. Yet, the real game-changer came with Ford's massive investments into electric and autonomous vehicles. In 2020, Ford unveiled the Mustang Mach-E, their first all-electric SUV. It wasn't just a new car, it was a new identity. Bold, fast, stylish, and sustainable, the Mach-E symbolized the future Ford wanted to build. They also launched the all-electric F-150 Lightning, redefining what an electric truck could be: rugged, tough, and practical for work and play. Now, let's talk about Ford's vision leading up to 2040. The company has committed to becoming carbon neutral globally by 2050, and they're aiming for all of their passenger vehicles in Europe to be zero emissions capable by 2030. In North America, similar shifts are underway, focusing on electric vehicles, smart technology, and advanced manufacturing. Ford is not just making electric cars. They are building smart cities, creating connected ecosystems where vehicles interact seamlessly with infrastructure and other devices. Autonomous driving is another pillar of Ford's future. Through their subsidiary, Argo AI, Ford is developing self-driving technology for urban and commercial applications. Delivery vans, ride-sharing vehicles, and eventually passenger cars will benefit from this transformation. It's a vision where safety, efficiency, and environmental responsibility come together. By 2040, Ford envisions a lineup dominated by electric and autonomous vehicles. Expect electric Mustangs, electric Explorers, and even tougher, smarter electric F-150s. But it's not just about swapping engines. Ford is reimagining the driving experience entirely, offering subscription services, flexible ownership models, and vehicles that can update and improve themselves over the air. Imagine a world where your Ford vehicle learns your habits, optimizes your routes, and even schedules its own maintenance. A world where your truck powers your house during an outage. A world where sustainability isn't just a feature, it's the foundation. In this journey from the rattling assembly lines of 1911 to the sleek AI-powered vehicles of 2040, Ford's story is a testament to adaptability, vision, and courage. It's not just a story of cars, it's a story of people, of workers building with pride, of engineers pushing boundaries, of customers dreaming of open roads, and of a company that, through all its trials and triumphs, has remained a symbol of innovation and perseverance. Thank you for joining me on this incredible ride through time. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Ford's transformation, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's keep exploring the fascinating world of automotive history and the exciting future ahead together. Until next time, drive safe and dream big.